What up, you guys? It's Korean KZK. Gonna hit you up with my Monday Night Raw predictions. Doing an early one for San Antonio for tomorrow night. It's got all the additional information from our Raw manager Adam Pearce, making it official in San Antonio. We got a pack full of Monday Night Raws. We're only just a few weeks away from WrestleMania. We got Backlash, one last pay per view, one stop, and Backlash. It's going to happen in Tampa, Florida, before we head to part 1 and 2, 2 days, 2 nights of WrestleMania in Las Vegas, and then following Raw and SmackDown and WrestleMania as well as that. And we've only got 2 more shows left, and then it will be the biggest and the greatest stage all year round. Hopefully this one's a hell of a lot better WrestleMania than the last one. It seems to be jam-packed, like we're in for a treat, like it will be a good one. So we'll find out. As far as that goes, though, I think it'll be good, and I think it will be a great WrestleMania this year. I'll definitely make up for the one for last year. As far as that goes, just as you see, just dusting up and polishing off a couple statues that I got. Got this awesome dragon that lights up. It still works, so lights up and everything. Beautiful Christmas present that I got from a friend of mine. Lighting that dragon up just like we're gonna light it up tonight with AJ Lee, our Intercontinental Women's Champion, defending it against the veteran, the #1 contender, Bayley. And with that being said, I think that our Intercontinental Women's Champion, AJ Lee, to defend as a fighting champion on Raw, the show, she still has it as a singles competitor, just like she had back then as a champion. Now, defend the Intercontinental Women's Championship belt and remain as such against one of the Hall of Fame and one of the future legendaries as well as this company. And for Bayley to defeat Bayley, for going there and getting an opportunity, because Bayley, she's the veteran. She's built NXT, but kind of getting swallowed up by these new competitors. So it's good to see Bayley have an opportunity to show she still has the juice. She's still here as well. And it's good to see someone like AJ Lee, who was before Bayley even came, to remain as Intercontinental Women's Champion against her, just to show her I'm the one that paid the path and paved the way. But both of them getting that opportunity. It could allow the man Becky Lynch, though, to return with vengeance against AJ Lee as well, though. And we got Roman Reigns, put the ones in the air to acknowledge the OTC, the only tribal chief, which I think he should have a lot to say to stand up for his family against CM Punk, that it should only be between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, nobody or nothing else for this championship at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns needs to address that. I feel that he should do that, and we know Roman's going to protect his family and do that. I didn't think that was right for CM Punk to cross that line and talk about Roman's family, especially one that can't defend themselves. I know you got promos, you got segments, you got all these things, but there's just some lines that you just don't cross, some stuff you just don't say. I don't think CM Punk should have said that. I think Roman Reigns should stick up for his family and just keep it between Roman Reigns and CM Punk for this championship at WrestleMania. That's what it's all about, history being made. So with that being said, and also I think Becky Lynch will return as the Intercontinental Women's Champion and Julie remain against Bayley. I think Maxine, she needs to get a win over Natalya. As coming back, getting a win over Natalya would be great for her back on Monday Night Raw. Intercontinental Champion Angelina shows she's ready for anything that Becky or any woman that throws at her. With the return of Becky, with the Intercontinental Champion Angelina and Rowan standing up for her family, I think we got a good Monday Night Raw. I think also that leaves us with the Americano versus the so-called Americano, that the original could pick up the win for the Luchas in truths. And also with that being said, with the Honors and the Snows, I think the Usos will be totally behind Raw. Along with them, I think the Usos should defend the Raw Tag Team Championship against Logan Paul and Austin Theory to put them in places they've been scrapping. They want to prove a point with the Vision, and I think that the Vision has something on their chest to get off, and that deserves Tag Team Championship belt with the Usos, the greatest tag team of all time in WWE. And that leaves Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vaquera. I think that Liv Morgan will cost her their opportunity somehow, some way trying to help Raquel, which will make Raquel so angry, so mad she won't be at WrestleMania and cost the championship belt for Liv Morgan at WrestleMania, which will allow Finn Balor to be one-on-one with Dominic for that last championship belt that Dominic is holding on his shoulder, which will allow world champion CM Punk, the only man that stood by his side, and let Finn Balor know, hey, you could do this without the Judgment Day. You could be something greater and better without the Judgment Day. That he will make that happen. He'll make that be a pledge, and he will help Finn Balor like against JD. And we got a CM Punk and Finn Balor versus JD and Dominic Mysterio in a tag team match for a possible JD and CM Punk for the World Championship belt and a possible last championship belt that the holding on tight for Dominic and Finn Balor should go on. And then that means for the Intercontinental Championship belt, Becky's going to, speaking of championship belt, she's going to do that with AJ Lee. Return tonight. She would have to win it at WrestleMania. That gives the man Becky Lynch a WrestleMania opportunity and talk about championship belts being on the line. Including what happened with the Judgment Day, which doesn't surprise me. You saw what they did to Finn. You saw before that what they did to Edge, what they did to Rhea, and what they did to Priest. So, and we got the Beast Brock Lesnar hungry and looking forward to be anybody and anything that wants to step in his way. But I can't really think of my mind at the top of my head who would want to go against Brock Lesnar, except one man now crosses my mind that possibly he could be the one that versus Brock Lesnar, only because they're both dominant, they're both strong, they're both hungry, they're both beasts, they're both on Monday Night Raw. I think that maybe Olafama could be the one to face Brock Lesnar and beast against a beast at WrestleMania. Roman, get that championship belt on the world against CM Punk at WrestleMania. Right now, though, I think you should say what you got to say with OTC. You don't mess with his family. You don't cross that line. And I would love to see Becky back, but this heel turn isn't working for Becky, so seeing her as the babyface would be pretty cool. But, coming in a little different for the championship belt against AJ Lee would be pretty cool, though, changing up how she would react to it, because getting heated and getting hot-headed really isn't helping for her too much. And Becky doesn't need that. She's already built her career. So I think she needs to try a different strategy. And with Raquel and Liv, you can see the tensions. It's building up slowly, but going to come out deadly with the championship belt. Raquel, it's a 9-title match at Raw tomorrow, but she could cost her the match, which could cost Raquel at WrestleMania to cost the championship belt for Liv Morgan and get a future opportunity after WrestleMania. So with that being said, that's my Raw predictions for tomorrow night. Be sure to watch, like, follow, subscribe on Instagram, YouTube. Add me on Snapchat and Green Kids Scout. Peace.